Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Yvonne from Ginger Chick Rehab. I am so glad to have you back checking out what Chris and I are up to. So in today's video, unfortunately it's a little bit dreary outside to do my entry of an outdoor video, which that's where I should be doing this intro in. So I'm sharing with you the process. We finished up our patio furniture, our deck furniture out back, sharing some of the little tips of what I do to gardening, and just sharing how our flowers are progressing and a couple little items that make it handy. So I hope you enjoy today's content. So I hope you all have enjoyed our outdoor series of us working on our outdoor furniture, making just a beautiful space to sit back and relax and enjoy your labors. So this is our last piece that we will be working on. In case you don't know what this is, it's an outdoor bonfire pit. So it has a propane tank underneath it, and then, yep, the flames come up. It has these shards that came with it, shards of glass. Now, the problem with those were that they were clear, and then when they burned, they turned black, and then actually they would break, and so they're really sharp. So Chris is trying to very gingerly remove them because we won't be reusing these. But then it's just like the other outdoor furniture pieces. It's time to try to remove as much of the rust that he can. Now, unfortunately for this piece, it was not cheap or inexpensive to purchase to begin with, but it has a texture on it. So right into the second year, even with a cover that we stored over it in the winter, it still just started to bubble and the paint came off. And so I tried to do my best fixing it and matching up with the color, but I couldn't match up the texture. So I always would just see that flat area next to that bumpy area. So at least on the top of this piece, Chris is going to try to get it all the way down to the metal as much as he can, trying to get it as flat as he can. You know, it's that perfectly imperfect. It's going to be 110% better than what that is. Isn't that funny? I like that rusty, crusty galvanized, but I don't want my patio furniture to be that way. Now, if you put that much work into a piece, and I will think it's well worth it because it's not cost efficient to have to buy every couple of years. So why don't we all salvage what we have? If you do piece by piece like we're doing this spring, it's not as overwhelming. If you try to do everything all at once, yeah, it would be way too overwhelming. So now Chris, especially on the top, unfortunately we only had one can of this primer. He's going to go ahead and prime this main piece. This is the piece that gets taken on and off. And to spray the piece, we absolutely love so far this Farm All paint. Oh my gosh, this Farm All implement paint has a beautiful feel after it's cured. I love the feel of our outdoor furniture now. Yes, I am a flat type of person, but I do think because of the low gloss and the glossy, it's probably made a little bit better for the outdoors than the matte is. So I won't lie to you, it was a lot of work for him to get most of that texture off this top. And the side has a texture too, but since none of that's really chipping off, must be a different material. He's not going to work as hard on the sides. We're just going to get those cleaned up. But this is an awkward piece compared to the swings and the table and all that. The problem with spraying this outside is our back area is right next to some pine trees that are throwing their pollen and all their little seedlings. So we needed to bring this piece inside. Now, he did not try to sand the inside. I'm going to try to clean it up the best as I can. Right now, I'm removing the straps that hold the propane tank. We don't move it anywhere, so there's no sense, and all it does is collect leaves and cobwebs and little critters. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut them off before giving it a much needed bath in the inside. this definitely would have been a nice place to be able to spray outside. It is wide. It is awkward for me to move in and out of our spray room. I have the mechanism I need to work around. But we've got it all cleaned. We have it in the shop. I'm like, okay, let's just leave it here on the work table and make the mess where the mess is going to be. Yeah, so I had little pieces of pollen that were sticking to the top of that, so I need to take some steel wool and sand any of that off, and I'll have to respray. I don't need to take it all the way off. I just need to take the pollen out of the paint. Well, hey, you know, Mother Nature doesn't work with you just because you want to do something. So no, this isn't my normal spray area by any means, and I have other pieces that I'm always working on. But okay, so I think I can keep it minimal. I think I can shoot my sprayer. Yeah, but I need to climb on a ladder to be able to get to the top of this, and as you see, I taped off the burner mechanism, but I do have this rust reformer spray that I'm going to go ahead and coat this with. I tried to find some more of that really good primer, but they didn't have anything locally. Sometimes, you know, it's such a pain to have to go out of town or wait for an order, and you want to just get something done, so I'm happy to find this can of rust reformer. Now, when Chris was painting outside, we had a gallon of this paint, and he put in our TrueCoat Graco sprayer, but I don't think I can control that overspray in this small, tight area, so I had to buy several cans. I think I bought 4 cans of this to spray, and they're really not bad. It's the same price as your regular Rust-Oleum paint and primer, so $5 a can, well worth going to look like it's a brand new fire pit. So, but on these cans, for whatever reason, I don't usually ever have to use this hand sprayer, but it was hurting my finger. So I did. You all will be happy that love these attachments to the sprayer cans. Yep, that is what I am actually using it today. I ended up doing a total of 3 coats. I didn't even use all 3 cans. If you go slowly, you overlap by 50% of each one of your sprays. You can definitely, and if you don't stop and start, if you can get a lot out of your spray can. Let it sit in the shop for a day before taking it outside, and of course that same day it rained, but I don't know, there was something about these raindrops on it just made me feel like this paint is protecting this piece, and it's actually beautiful with the raindrops on. And then we did order some new stones from Amazon. We got these little black ones. That way when we turn it on, it's not going to burn and it show the black. It's just probably going to be a little bit less shiny. So this is a 10-pound bag. Yeah, they sell them in 5, 10. So it was, well, I think $30 for the new stones. So still, compared to the few $100s, I think I bought these when they first they first started coming out with these. So they're definitely a lot cheaper now. But you know, if somebody has one and you're like, well, I want one of those too. Kind of things to enjoy our outdoor area. So here in Michigan, our season is short, even though you could use this in the winter time, but I can't say that we do. So do you remember when I picked these up at a citywide garage sale? $5 a piece for these beautiful chimes. So since they are handcrafted pieces, I got a great deal. I live in Michigan. We get lots of weather. I love them as is. I love the amount of rust they have on them. I just want to preserve them so they don't go any farther. Yes, and this one's, they're all signed by the original artists. They're absolutely gorgeous. But like I said, I want to be able to preserve them and keep them the way that they are. And I could not believe the following week in my local Goodwill, here was another one. Though this is a smaller version, this one has a lot more rust, and I paid more for it. I think this one was $8.29. So I'd actually like to see if we could get some of the really bumpy rust off of that before I figure out how to preserve it. Well, this is actually just a little too crusty. I just don't want to spray something on it and have it just really eat away at the metal. So Chris has 80 grit on the Oberto sander to try to sand off some of it to make it nice and smooth. And it seems to be working out wonderfully. I went to the interweb and researched what to spray on these metal items. So this had the best reviews that I found, this weather defense. So super excited to try it out, and we're going to get these all sprayed up, and I'm going to do a couple coats. I'm going to try to get the inside, but I am happy to preserve them. The product dries really fast, but I did let them sit overnight, and oh, they're silky smooth. I am amazingly surprised how smooth these pieces feel. So I can't wait to get them back out to the outside. Device that you can put on your hanging plants to be able to pull them down to water.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. Let's hope so. And we have some chatty birds that, well, you know, so just order them from Amazon. I saw them on a TikTok. That darn TikTok. So they do hang a little bit lower.
Yes.
I guess you could have watered them there anyway. Oh. But maybe you guys just have higher up places.
Lower them down to water them, I guess.
Well, that's okay. I don't mind them that length, but anyway.
It gives them more room to grow on top.
So how easy is it for me? Oh, do you have to, can't just pull it?
You gotta lift it up.
Oh, so you gotta lift it up a little bit and then
Then it
pull it
drops.
down. And then you can drop it. Okay.
And then you gotta lift it back up all the way, hook it,
He's going too fast. Push
lift it up all the way. Now bring it down
and now bring it down.
all the way. Then lift it back up into place. When it gets to the top, stop. Now bring it down just a hair. There you go.
Oh, there you go. As easy as that. Easy as that. Yeah, we have somebody here working on our air conditioning, of course. But yeah. And then,
Oh, you can drop it only so far.
oh,
Stop again.
yeah. Yeah. So you can have them. I like that they're hanging a little bit lower. We'll see how the weather cooperates with them. Yeah. And then one more. These are actually Walmart, $14.99 were they? Is that how much we paid for them at Walmart? $14.99?
Oh, the plants.
Yes. No. I don't remember what the. I'll link it. I don't remember offhand. I was just excited to be able to.
Yeah, that'll work out nice.
Now that I figured out why the little birdie was chatting so much, yes, we have a little nest with a couple little eggs. So it is nice because the nest is on the top of these, and I can still pull them down to water them without having to use the sprayer. I absolutely love these little hangers that you can pull down now. So I would also like to share with you in this video how I keep my flowers blooming and beautiful throughout our short season we have. My daughter did landscaping. I am not a master gardener, but she did landscaping for the 4-H fair here locally through the MSU Extension office. So I learned a lot as she was doing. So first thing right off the bat before I water, I always deadhead. Not just pull the dead flower off, but I snap that little area so that the plant is not trying to give energy to that part. So not only do you pull off your dead, but you pull off that little part where the bloom was, and that really helps make a healthy plant. And then, yep, I just go through looking for any dead leaves, and I do this every time I water it. Minimal. I don't even really have that type of plants that I really have to deadhead, but it just makes your plant look a lot healthier. And even on my geraniums, I don't pop the whole thing off. I just take what's dead because I don't want to lose my color. Then once a week, even though I buy good potting soil with moisture and your Miracle-Gro, you know, they always sell you that, it's in it. I like lots of blooms. Michigan's season for growing is short, so I want to get the most out. So I just have this gallon bucket. I think it was left over from animals, but it's clean now. And so I do 1 scoop of Miracle-Gro, and then I do 1 scoop of Epsom salt. Epsom salt will help you get your most blooms. And then I just fill it up with our hose water with all the minerals and everything. We have really rusty water here in our area. We are surrounded by lakes, so our outdoor spigot is full of minerals. I just like to make sure that my granules are all dissolved so I'm not burning my plants by having it right on the plants. And then I just take a cup and then pour it into the dirt, not onto the plant itself. I want to get into that dirt. And I will do this until it runs out of the bottom. So it's really richening up. It's feeding that root to give it a nice healthy plant. And like I said, I just do this once a week. So soon, most of my flowers that are blooming around our back shed will have done their time and been done with their blooms. So our next project will probably be this back shed. It does need a lot of work, and yep, the groundhogs and all the critters that love to live underneath it have done a little bit of damage, but I've got some daylilies yet, and my peonies are thinking about popping, but at the time of this video, they had not. Look at their little pollinators, those little ants all getting ready to open them up. When I first saw that, when I first was new to gardening, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get rid of the ants. They're eating. Little did I know that they are helping my plant open. And my sunflower seeds are starting to pop up. Like I said, I wasn't sure if there's not enough sun in this area, but we will see how it goes. But Chris's morning glories that he planted are doing really well. So that's where the trellis is, and over by, you see the difference in full sun all day long and a little bit of shade, how the difference in their growth is. And then I never have to worry about my sunflowers because the little chipmunks who steal my bird feed all the time just forget where they hid, I guess, their sunflowers. So I know what it looks like, so I just leave it alone and let it become a flower. No, they never get those big sunflowers. They're just little bitty things, but I like them. And our little redbud tree is being so healthy. We did stake it off so it starts to go up and not out. So we'll see how that goes. So see what one is going to be a strong branch. And I feel like the season is going too fast. My poppies are getting ready to pop. My lilacs are blooming, and probably by the time you see this video, they will be done. But okay, so now I will just share our gardens with you for you all to enjoy the labors of our love of all the work that we put into it. So thank you so much for watching our outdoor series. I really do hope that we have inspired you in any way, be it redoing your outdoor furniture, or maybe planting in some galvanized, or using any of the ideas that I shared in these videos, along with keeping a lawn, keeping things under control, downsizing gardens, or just enjoyed watching us work during this series. So again, thank you for watching, and if you're part of our YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you're new and you're checking out the content for the first time and you liked what you saw, along with our kitty cat Rascal, yeah, they're so funny. So if you're new and you're checking out the content for the first time and you liked what you saw, please hit that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know we've uploaded a new video, and we will see you next time, guys, and you can see what we're up to. Bye!